Okay, this is Andrew. This is going to be the second part of the video. This is going to be how to get your web page up onto the web server, your web pages. All right, so the first thing you want to do, absolutely first, is make sure you turn this off. Because what will happen is you'll be in your browser and you'll link to a page and it'll link back to one on your local server and you'll think that it's up and working and it's not even on there. So before you try to put your pages up on the web page, make sure this is off. Okay, so done. We did that. Okay, so let's just make this small for now. All right, now we have a slight problem, right? And what's the problem for people that are paying attention out there? Is this Schlegel City U? Okay, here's say if your name is Brian or Andrew, so schlegelcityu.net Andrew is not the same as localhost Andrew. It's different. So you have to change localhost to schlegel.cityuseattle.net. Now you can make a code that does that, right? I certainly don't have a problem with that, but I suggest for this first project to get up and working, I suggest doing it like this. Remember, these are all really suggestions. You can do other things if you are sure they will work, but okay, so all right, so what I want to do now is just comment this line out, right? This block out that we used on the local server. And now I'm just going to use the block for the web server. Make sure we get everything here. All right, so now we're going to go to PHP 1. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open this up. And we'll go ahead and block this guy out. All right, we're going to leave that there for now. Okay, because we want to use Brian's picture, right? For that page. So there's the PHP code. Don't look. Don't look. Ha. Ha ha. All right. So, what's this up here? That's the style sheet. That's the CSS sheet, right? We need to make sure we're not on the local server with that. Okay. So now this is basically everything that's localhost is just getting changed to Schlegel at cityuseattle.net Andrew. And then you'll do it with your name, right? Whatever your name was here is what you're going to change it to. I hope this is making sense. Okay, so we'll find out, but that looks good to me. So save it. You got to make sure all these are saved. Save this one. Okay, so then we're going to go here. Now, yeah, all we got to do is turn this one off, and turn this one off. Okay, so this is going to point to my image in my Andrew folder on the web server, right? Okay, so all of these should be fixed and good to go. So we need now to only fix the last one. And we're just going to do the same thing. Take this, Okay. All right, so we should be all set. And I've noticed, make sure you save all these or it won't work. I have noticed that you're better off just going ahead and closing this. Okay, close it. Now, let's take a quick look here at our local server. Page can't be displayed. Why? Because we turned it off. It's off. So that's good. You want to make sure it's off before you go through this process, because otherwise what will happen is it'll link to your local host and you'll think it's working when it's not. If you want to find out the hard way of what I'm talking about, go ahead and do that. You could just leave it on. Okay, so now what I need to do is get in here, if I don't already have it open. Maybe it's already open. All right, let's go into File Manager. This is my web server account at CityU, and you can see here everybody in the class has a folder under my name, right? Well, let's look in mine. What's in mine? Nothing, okay? So whatever's in Andrew here needs to be in Andrew here, okay? That's easy enough. So open your WinSCP and log in. And I did a video on this, so you should have no problem getting in here. The server was down a few times the first week, but it's been up now and I've seen no problem. All right, so basically just grab all of these and put them in here. And that should be all you have to do. Let's come back over here and refresh this Andrew folder. All right, that looks good. So now we're no longer on the local host. We're on this. So let's try Andrew. And then what I want to do is home.php. It's not required for this, but if I had more than one PHP in there, it might be. Okay, so we see the same thing that we saw on our XAMPP localhost is now published to the web, right? Okay, so let's take a look into project 2 like we did before. And we can see project 2 is not started. Select a project from the links. Let's take a look at project 3. And project 3 is all set. So let's take a look at Brian's project here. Like I said, I changed it a little bit to modify it. His was cleaner here, so let's not beat up on Brian. So anyway, great job, Brian, and looks like I appreciate and the class appreciates letting me borrow some of your code here so that we can get the site up and running, some of your HTML code here. The CSS, I'm not showing you guys any of it. Theoretically, you should be able to do all this yourselves without me giving you this tutorial, but I went ahead and did it for you, so you have it now. There's absolutely no reason you can't do it. So I'm going to do one last thing for you here. Let's go ahead and open this with Notepad. So you can go back anywhere along the video and pause it, but if you want, just pause it here. I'm going to make this big enough so you can read it. Let's get out of here. I'm not giving you the... Alright. Okay, so that doesn't ever work for me. The wheel. Alright, so I'll make that big enough so you can see it. Then you can just pause the video. This commented out is the local host. This is the structure for the local host, and this is the structure for the schlegel.cityuseattle.net host. All right, so I hope that helps you guys out, and I don't think I'm going to be providing any more help. I've pretty much given you the HTML. Well, Brian gave you the HTML. I adapted it to give you the structure of the web pages and showed you how to put it up on the on both the local web server and the CityU web server. I've given you a lot of tips on how to do the PHP code, and the CSS code is, what can I say about it? Just pretty minimal. You probably don't have to have quite as much as Brian has here, but at least, include, you should certainly be able to tell a difference between the title of the movie here and or whatever you're doing. And, the spacing should be here, obviously, or a line or something. All right, so you get the idea, and then a background color or something. So a picture, image. So you get the idea. There needs to be some CSS. And all right, good luck. But it's important to learn this process of how to set up the structure and how to get the HTML, because that's the framework for being able to even do the PHP projects and post them up on your website. All right. Thanks a lot.